It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the Detroit Lions and the New England Patriots on Monday Night Prime Time.
You're getting a look at the most famous building in Foxborough. Opened in 2002, it's Gillette Stadium. Glad you could join us, everyone. Alongside Brock Hewitt up in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And this contest isn't quite the level matchup that typical good games are born from, partner. One side clearly favored over the other.
Yeah, well, you know where this comes from? A trap game. That's where this comes from.
Yeah.
In any sport, from the NFL to basketball to soccer, playing at home, we know this can be the great equalizer that gives the steepest underdogs a fighting chance, and you can feel it in the building today.
I was going to say, you can already hear this home crowd rallying in support of that upset. Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And we're off from Foxborough. To return this, Marcus Jones. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So out come the Patriots, ready for their first possession. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Drake entered the league as a top 5 pick because he checks a lot of boxes. Just the way you want him. Tall, athletic, great arm. 1 year at North Carolina, put on an absolute show, and yeah, his second year as a starter took a little bit of a beating and some question whether or not he was still a top 5 pick. The ability, there's no question there. It is now the consistency in taking care of the football that will be a big part of Drake's career.
And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 7. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Lions get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate. In this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth, who's going to respond next?
So now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills, and it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Goff on 1st and 10. They'll get 18 yards there. And that gives them 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Gibbs does not score. They not only stop him, they backed him up a couple of yards.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Now try Gibbs again. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. Only a yard that time. A defensive stand brewing here, and it brings up 3rd and goal. From the gun, Goff. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So now they're left with 4th and goal.
Oh, look at those savvy linebackers. They're just right in the middle of everything, aren't they, Kate? And it seems like at times they are the quickest reactions as well. You needed a quick one right there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here's Jones. He stopped on the return at the 27. New England taking the field. Its 2nd series of the game coming up. They threw the interception on their opening drive, Brock, but that's right from their memory as they head back out now.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? When you throw that pick early, you've got to flush it. The defense helped with that, holding that offense on the other side to just a field goal and giving this offense now some hope as they take the field again.
Here's the pistol snap to May. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Back to the air. It's May. It's complete to Hunter Henry. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Now the first carry of the game for Ramondre Stevenson. And he'll get it up to the 44. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's May. He'll get this to Henry. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
It's taken in by Kendrick Bourne. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 28 out of that play. And that's a New England 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll run for the first time here with Antonio Gibson. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. May now from the gun. Intercepted in the end zone. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line. They're out and set. 1st and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Again, it's Gibbs. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
All right, here we go. Second down. Another try following the sack. That throw behind his intended target. Not on the same page with his tight end. So they're left facing third and long. Shotgun snap here to Goff. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
On comes Jack Fox to handle the fourth down punt for the Lions. He takes the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Pats will take over. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. And Brock, they are not off to a good start. 2 drives, 2 giveaways. I think they could call this a win if this drive just doesn't end in a turnover.
Yeah, there's got to be some voices of calm within this offense to play smart, not scared. Play smart and take care of the football, but you can't be scared to make a mistake, or typically one will follow.
He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 29. Hauled in by Moore. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get...
Oh, brother, it's another interception. Amik Robertson takes it away. And the Lions take over as they intercept it for the 3rd time in just our opening quarter. Oh, man, Brock, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
First down throw from Goff. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. That tackle made by the rookie from Penn State. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Tight end going in motion here. Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
On first down, it's Goff. Connects on one to Jamison Williams. And he gets him around 6 there. Jelani Tavai ranging in for the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Working inside the red zone. Gets it quickly to St. Brown. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Gibbs now from the gun. And he turns a little room to work into a gain down to the 9. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach third down. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Just a field goal separates these two. More from Gillette Stadium in just a minute. We're all set to bring you the second quarter. Lions well within striking distance. Third down run by Gibbs. And he drives this forward to the 6. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for first and goal.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Out of the shotgun, Goff. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions make it a 10-point ball game. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here's Jones. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Are they going to run him down? He took it all the way. Touchdown. Oh, baby, what a return. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
Sly gets the extra point to go. And the Patriots cut it to a field goal game. What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. Khalif Raymond to return it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He completes it in traffic. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Throwing from the gun here. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's 2nd down. Goff to the air now. Pocket isn't holding And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this third down a near impossibility.
And the Patriots in the nickel for this third down call. Looking to throw. Goff. Laporta with the grab. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And he's got this fair catch right along the 12-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Patriots will be backed up pretty deep to start the drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Henry on the catch. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 1. Complete. It's Bourne. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First down throw for May. Looking right, and he finds him. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Patriots will have a first down. To the air yet again, May. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a New England first down. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Here's Gibson on 2nd down. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
He's got the hook up to Bourne. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Operating from the gun, here's May. That's taken in by Henry. That one ends up a gain of 6. And the Patriots will have a first down. From the gun, it's May. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Demario Douglas, the intended target. And it's going to be 2nd down. Gibson here from the gun. Dives for the end zone, and he makes it. Touchdown! The Patriots take a second quarter lead. Well, Brock, he found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
Extra point is up and good from slide. And the Patriots take a 4-point lead. The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. And look at this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Lions and Jahmyr Gibbs back out on offense. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Goff back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Patrick with the catch. This is ahead for about 5. Hauled down that time by Jonathan Jones.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Offense going for it here. 4th and 5. They'll go for it. Goff. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The Patriots and Antonio Gibson back out on offense.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
To the air on 1st down, May. Short pass brought in. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. A give up the middle to Stevenson. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. May now from the gun. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a New England 1st down. A give up the middle to Gibson. Oh, the football's loose. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. Looking slant route, complete. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
From the red zone now. That's complete to the sideline. Not a ton of room, but he does get the feet down.
Hey, Kay, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of it.
Touchdown, New England! Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Here's Slide to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Patriots drive their lead to 11. The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Here's Raymond on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Lions gonna go on offense here late in the half. And down a couple of scores, Brock. They probably try to get this into field goal range to trim that lead before halftime. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Goff. That's St. Brown working the sideline, complete. And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
It's taken in by Williams. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Finds Laporta. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
That one's complete, right side. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Kyle Duggar hauling him down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing again, it's Goff. Taking a big shot for the end zone. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes, incomplete.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there. It just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
Goff now on 3rd down. Throwing deep for the end zone. That is incomplete, down to 13 seconds left. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And 4th and 4 coming up. Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. This a 50-yard look from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
The wind was at a sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, To hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
On the return, here's Jones. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. We will not get another play here, Brock. That's to an E. Time's going to run out on the half. We've arrived at halftime with the Patriots in front after 2 here in Foxborough. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We just watched a fine first half out of this quarterback. That's Drake May. He connected on a touchdown pass in that first half, and that's a big part of why his guys lead at the break.
The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. Out come the Lions. They've got the first series of the second half. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half, too, as they chase this lead. On first down, it's Gibbs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Another one for Gibbs. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it. He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
Yeah, they've leaned on him in certain spots, and he has shouldered the load oh so well. Put together a game that everyone's happy with.
Completed over the middle. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
And he will get into the end zone. That ties this game up. But we all knew extra point was doing nobody any good there. Got to go for 2 in the tie. They do. They get it. And just like that, we're all squared up here in the second half.
Squared up, brand new ball game, even Steven. Who is Steven? Do you know who Steven is?
That's a good question. No, go ahead. Go ahead, though. You take it.
I don't know who Steven is, and I don't really care because it's a whole new game with both teams totally alive.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here's Jones. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Patriots and quarterback Drake May ready to go once more on offense. And I don't think we can really call these highlights, partner. Shall we just call them replays as we re-examine his performance so far in this one? 3 interceptions mixed in among his work. It's really limited a lot of what he's been able to do out there. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. 3rd quarter starts with a run by Stevenson. And somehow he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage before going down. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Brought in right side. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Tackled by Jack Campbell.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure, but you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
And he must have overlooked the linebacker there because he was right in the way to swat it away and bring out the incompletion. That one intended for Demario Douglas. So that brings up 4th and long. Patriots punt team coming out with former 6th-rounder Bryce Behringer to do the honors. And he collects the fair catch just inside the 35. No return on that punt. And the Lions will go on offense. They're set up at the 35 now. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
From the 38. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jawan Bentley makes the play. And the Patriots are going to get the football inside the enemy 40. 2nd down, they go pass here, and it's intercepted to kill the drive.
And that is one way defensively to get your teammates off the field. That was all about anticipation. Great move there by the defender to take it away and put his offense on the field.
The Patriots headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. May on 1st and 10. Complete out to the right side. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. To throw, here's May. Henry on the catch. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 19. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. They send the tight end in motion. First and goal, Stevenson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did. This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Here's May, 3rd and goal. Throw reeled in by Stevenson. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down. Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. And look at this return. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Lions offense returning to the field. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. Ball at the 33 for first down. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Throwing is gone. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And he makes the wait. No, he didn't hang on. It falls incomplete.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, you can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. Just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
And he's up across the 45 on a small gain. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Goff on 3rd. Gets this one to Patrick. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
They've got first down from the 31. On the ground, it's a give to Gibbs. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. From the 24. Able to find Wright. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Running it with Gibbs. And he fought the good fight there just to make it back to the line. No gain on the play, and that brings up a tough decision for them on 4th down.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder. Bates' kick is up and good. And that will tie things up in the 3rd.
This 3rd field goal of the game is a big one. They're all tied up now in the second half, and rather than playing from behind, Kate, this will be interesting. They can now focus on getting a stop and taking control of the flow of this game.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here's Jones. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The New England offense running out now. And they settled for a chip shot field goal last time, Brock. You got to think they want to be able to finish it off and reach the end zone here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's May. He's on the move. He's on the move.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
From the 34. Hauled in by Moore. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Patriots will have a first down. The give inside to Stevenson. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Short pass brought in. And they're going to be down close to the 35 as he goes out. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Tight end reels in the shallow throw. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Terrion Arnold in on the stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's been a high-scoring game so far, but we're still tied 24-all to begin the final frame. Third and 6 for them to figure out now. Operating from the gun, here's May. That finds Gibson, complete. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a New England first down.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. The give inside to Gibson. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Run here with Stevenson. And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. May now from the gun. And he's into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots take a 4th quarter lead. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Sly gets the extra point to go. And the Patriots break that tie and now lead by 7. The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Here's Raymond on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Lions getting ready to return to the field. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Sending a receiver left. 2nd and 4. Patrick with the catch. Still has some space inside the 35. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
This is Gibbs on second down. Escapes a defender. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it first and goal.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's first and goal. Again, it's Gibbs. Scores! Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions now trailed by just a point in the 4th. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here's Jones. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here's New England, ready once again on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Made a throw it. Catch made over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That is an old-school battle you simply love to see. An offense that close to a first down, a defense that knows there's a run headed its way. It's a battle of wills. It's the offense that gets it done this time.
1st and 10, here's Stevenson. And he's going to be taken down right around the 39. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Gibson here from the gun. And he fights his way forward to get this to the 45. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1. Running for it with Stevenson. And the struggles continue for him tonight. He's only able to get back to the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys, not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
The Patriots have their punting unit out. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. The Lions back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They'll go right side with Gibbs. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Shotgun snap here to Goff. This is complete to Patrick. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Scooped up by the Patriots!
3rd down, you could see he may have been trying to simply do too much to help his side. It loosened his hold on the ball and gave that defense a chance to knock it free. Instead of facing 4th down, they're off the field completely.
The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. To the air on 1st down, May. Has it in close. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Nearly got to the end zone there.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. May now. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Here comes Williams on the return. And look at this return. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And their defense held up after that fumble. Only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them. Get some points of their own. 1st down throw from Goff. St. Brown's got it. Complete. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that gives the Lions the 1st. 1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. From the gun, Goff. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Goff on 1st and 10. Brought in right side. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in Foxborough. Lions down by only 3. Offense set for a 1st and 10. A give to Gibbs. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Gibbs. And he's going to have the touchdown. We'll see if he gets to keep this, though, Brock. We've got some laundry on the field. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Wrong time to get caught for holding. Backed him up as they'll retry this 1st and goal. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
He'll look to throw it. He brings it in. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. He got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. So the holding backs him up. They'll try to get that back and then some on 2nd and goal. Running it after the penalty. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
They'll run. It's Gibbs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. That run good for 3 yards, but still a ways out as it brings up 4th and goal. Now with 2 seconds left, we've got whistles and we've got a timeout. And up next, you'd assume a field goal trying to force overtime. An important attempt coming up here for Jake Bates. And with 2 seconds remaining in our contest, we're going to see what both teams decide to do with this final play. On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. It's from the left hash, 33 yards. The kick is good. He got it. And at the buzzer, they forced overtime. Well, Brock, 4 quarters couldn't decide a winner, and now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. Now hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. On the return, here's Jones. Now bottling up as he gets the return to the 30. The Patriots running their offense out there. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They motion a receiver left. Drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Throwing is May. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. A fifth defensive back into the game for the Lions. Third down coming. Now a give to Stevenson, coming right. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And the Patriots will have a first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
On first down, it's Gibson. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Motioning him from the slot right. The give inside to Stevenson. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
It was University of Wisconsin, Kate, the first time I heard this term, slow to explode through. And think how good that Badgers run game has been at the college level. Well, they made runs like that look easy. Slow to explode through.
And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down, they go back to Stevenson. Pushing for the red zone. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. The give inside to Gibson. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Running it again with Gibson. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
It's a very important field goal for Joey Sly. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. It's good. The kick sails through. And the pressure now applied to that opposing sideline.
The important part, they've got the lead here in overtime after the short field goal. But with how close they got, the touchdown was in play. And you got to hope that you can get the stop here and not live to regret that series stalling out.
Here comes Williams on the return. And look at this return. They'll take over at the 39-yard line. Nice return there. The offense headed out now for Detroit. Their defense held at least a little, Brock, but the pressure is still on. They need a field goal to keep this game going or a touchdown to end it.
And I can promise you right now, lie detector test in that huddle, every single one of those guys have asked says, I want a touchdown. I'm not even thinking of a field goal. That should be your mindset to go finish this game right now.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
From the 46. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Sam Laporta with that one. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Goff on third. Pass taken in by St. Brown. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They're set up at the 35 now. A give left side for Gibbs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
Here's 2nd and 11. Gets this one to Patrick. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Goff now on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Off the gut they go with Gibbs. Jukes out a one-stop. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. No run here. It's Montgomery. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. Gets them a couple there in a very good spot now with 2nd and goal from the 1. Once more, it's Montgomery. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
On 3rd and goal, Goff. And he reaches the end zone. That is a game-winning touchdown. So the Lions get the win on the road. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Lions, as with that, we'll sign off from New England.